I don't know if you keep an eye on the mainstream media the same way I do, but some stuff came up that I'm really not happy about. Rachel Maddow began defending the war on Libya on the 21st of March. She pandered to everything the Obama administration has been saying about the war and its justifications, and just handed over to its imperial interests. I mean, almost the exact same way Fox News did for the previous Republican administration. And honestly, it kind of hurt. Basically, now that Keith Olbermann is gone, she's pretty much taken up the voice of the American liberal bourgeois media. It's at this time that I would really like to see what Keith Olbermann would have to say. I really wonder if he would be out there making all the excuses and the politically acceptable reasons for going to war against Libya. Now, we don't know because he's not here anymore, thank you Comcast. But I got a feeling that even he would be backing up the Obama administration at this time. I'm not really sure. I can't be 100%. But I mean, Rachel Maddow, I really thought that she was better than that. But to explain what I was saying, what I am saying, this is what she said on the opening of her broadcast. In the United States of America, we are used to thinking of ourselves as a superpower, as a world leader, as a country capable of throwing our weight around when we feel the need to. We go to war, all the big-time wars, little wars, medium-sized wars, weird wars, normal wars, wars. America, as a country, fights a lot of wars. You remember back in the Republican days when she was anti-war and maybe even kind of sounded anti-establishment? Well, what happened to that? I mean, this statement she made at the beginning of her show was so weird. Wars, wars, wars. At no point during the speech or during the show did she even question, why do these wars happen? What are the characters of the individual wars? She just it happens. We're America. That's the way we are. She didn't question it. I really expect better out of Rachel Maddow. She's really letting Obama get away with this one, and she's not even calling him on it. But she's basically, and MSNBC is just giving Obama the go-ahead for this war, like the way Fox News and quite frankly most of the media did for the invasion of Afghanistan and the invasion of Iraq. This is all she had to say concerning that. He chose to forego the chest-thumping commander-in-chief theater that goes with the military intervention of any kind. That in itself is a fascinating and rather blunt demonstration of just how much this presidency is not like that of George W. Bush. This is a very, very dangerous way of thinking. She's trying to pass off Obama's imperialist wars as just, and George Bush's wars were not just. They were all bourgeois wars for imperialist power. I mean, there's no difference. And she's just standing there saying oh, but this time Obama's doing it for our good for the Libyan people. I mean, they even call it a freaking coalition, the same thing that they did for the invasion of Iraq. There's no difference here. She's trying to play it off like it is. I mean, this is another war done without people's consent, using people's tax money with a very anti-democratic and imperialist aims behind it. And it's not any different than the invasion of Iraq and Afghanistan. There's almost the exact same pretext, but it just looks a little bit different. Obama has attacked a virtually defenseless nation, Libya. The Libyan military stands absolutely no chance against the United States, let alone the United States, the UK, and France. Obama has escalated the war in Afghanistan even higher. I mean, I think it might actually be higher than when the Soviets were there. And not only that, he still kept 50,000 troops in Iraq, and that country might even be falling apart soon. This is not any different. George Bush is out of office, but it's kind of like he's still there. She repeated Obama's line that there are no boots on the ground. Going to say that it's not going to turn into one of those occupation type situations with Iraq and Afghanistan. But we already know that's untrue. For example, we already know that there are Canadian forces, my country's forces, involved in this situation. And I know we have virtually no fighter craft at all. We pretty much only have ground forces and the Navy. That's pretty much it. I mean, I would be willing to bet my bottom dollar that JTF-2 was already actively engaged in that situation. I mean, JTF-2 was all over Haiti in 2004 in the coup against Artiside. I mean, even the Canadian diplomat was murdered. And I would bet Canadian forces, the JTF-2, were probably in on that. So to say there's no boots on the ground, I'll bet, I guarantee there are Canadian forces on the ground right now that we don't know about. Obama comes on, he says, it's a matter of days, not a matter of weeks. Yeah, well, we heard stuff like that before. We heard that before the invasion of Afghanistan. We heard stuff like that before the invasion of Iraq. No, it's not. I can pretty much guarantee you this is going to turn into an occupation. It's going to have to. The people of Libya, even if they're just genuinely helped out of the goodness of the imperialist heart, will not do what imperial interests want them to do. So we know it's going to turn to an occupation. Hell, it might not even be US soldiers. It might be UK soldiers. They've pulled a lot of people out of Iraq. So, you know, people to spare. Hell, France might even do it. They're against the war in Iraq and Afghanistan and whatnot, but I would think maybe they're going to send French troops to occupy the place. It's clear that Obama is trying to portray this war as different from the wars of conquest in Iraq and Afghanistan under the Republican administration. Oh, I mean, we know he's trying to do that, but in this one piece, Rachel Maddow came pretty close to outright admitting it. Do you want the narrative of America's role in the world to be American leads Western aggression against Arab countries? Or don't you want that? President Obama wants the narrative to be something different. He very clearly did not want there to be another American military action in the Arab world. He was very open about his reluctance. He wants everybody to know how reluctant he was. Now, it's clear that they're trying to build a different image around this war than the past two wars in the Middle East, obviously Iraq, Afghanistan. But we heard this same line before. It's he's reluctant to do it, but we have to do it because it's the right thing to do. This kind of necessary evil garbage that they usually spout. I mean, isn't this what George Bush said after before the Iraq War? Well, we're going to give Saddam a chance to change, and we're going to make a whole bunch of threats, put sanctions on him, and say all this. War will be a last resort, and well, we know what absolute crap that was. I think in this situation, it's not any different. Regardless of how they try to portray or how anyone tries to justify intervention in Libya, it's completely hypocritical coming from the U.S. government, particularly this administration, the previous administrations. Despite all the statements against Gaddafi, and he's this and he's that, and all of which he very well is, why are they doing this into the other Middle Eastern countries? Saudi Arabia, Bahrain, Tunisia, they're all slaughtering their people in order to hold on to their power, in order to hold dictatorships, like actually real, genuine, hardcore dictatorships. But the United States won't send forces there to protect those people. I mean, we know why that is. It's complete hypocrisy because those dictatorships uphold U.S. interests. I mean, it's blatantly obvious. I can't believe that people are even buying this anymore. I could understand before Iraq and Afghanistan, people would really believe that humanitarian intervention was the game. They really, I don't know how you could really believe there was weapons of mass destruction. I mean, I remember saying that. There's no weapons of mass destruction. They haven't put forth any evidence of that. And then somebody just said, oh, you just hate Americans. Well, no, that's not the case. There was no evidence of weapons of mass destruction. I mean, they're doing the same thing now. People are still buying this. No, there's no altruistic purpose here from the U.S. government. It's another imperialist invasion. And I think by now, people should have figured it out. It's always the next war, you know, it's a different reason. The Vietnam was a different reason than Korea. And then it was the Desert Storm was a different reason. So it's not like the last one. They're all the same. I can't believe people are still falling for this. It's also very telling that that one, as well as several other programs, it never mentioned the subject of oil. I mean, it's a fact that Libya has the largest reserve of oil in Africa. Nobody has the more potential for oil than Libya does in the entire continent. I mean, do we really think that it just happens to be another country with oil in it? I mean, come on, this wasn't even mentioned. They're trying to deflect all attention away from it, just like they had the previous wars, except this one, they've been much more successful. But then again, from saying they want to go to war and actually going to war has been a very short amount of time. I mean, I don't know how much planning has gone into this or how much thought they really put into it before they went, but I think they pretty much knew they were going to go in. And I think the fact that since oil is such a huge thing, such a huge part of the international political situation, that the fact that they would leave it out would certainly indicate that they're trying to have people not think about it. The fact is, this war in Libya is not going to be anything good. Nothing forward-thinking, nothing progressive is absolutely going to happen in this situation forever. I am absolutely disappointed in Rachel Maddow for this. And I wonder if it's her, or is it the fact that Comcast now owns MSNBC? And I really don't know what to think. I really want to like Rachel Maddow. I lament the fact that she's a lesbian, and as a result, I stand no chance with her. I mean, this is, aside from being unfair, which is besides the point, nothing good is going to come out of this. I mean, the Libyan people are going to suffer no matter what. And all of the work they've done up until now to push Gaddafi out is going to be for nothing, because the U.S. is going to roll in, France and the U.K. are going to roll in and take the country and put it towards their interests. And that's all that's going to happen.